Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we're going to explore Longbranch. This is going to be the first in the next batch of videos that I'm going to be shooting. As I've mentioned previously, I'm going to batch shoot these videos, which means I'm going to do a bunch of them all in one go, and then upload them, every couple of days so that I have them. And I realized when I said it last time, I didn't really enunciate when I said it, and so it probably sounded like something different than what I was intending it to sound like. So I am going to batch shoot these videos, and like I just said, we're going to do Longbranch today. And Longbranch is a wild turkey product, and let me just bring up my notes here quick. So it is an 8-year-old whiskey. This is the one that Matthew McConaughey kind of has his hand in as well. I don't know to what level or whatever. I didn't really research that much, but it is a pretty decent whiskey, aged 8 years. It's 43% alcohol by volume. It's kind of an interesting mix. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and then oak and Texas mesquite charcoal refined. So it's filtered kind of like the Lincoln County process of Tennessee whiskeys. It is filtered through oak and Texas mesquite. So it actually does bring out an interesting flavor in this whiskey, and I find it to be really, really interesting. So hopefully it's one that you guys will really enjoy as well. I can pick this up for $35.79 in my area, and I think for that price it is totally worth it, and it has become one of my new favorite nightly drinkers, just sitting and sipping on it and enjoying it. So with that, let's get into some tasting notes here. I'm hoping everybody is starting to wind down on their COVID lockdowns here and are able to get out and enjoy the world once again. Not everything is open quite yet, and I understand that, and I feel for the people who have to deal with authoritarian dictators for governors. I don't think that is right. I hope you people do not allow your civil liberties to continue to be trampled on, and that you make sure that if ever there was an election that you went and voted in, that this one is the one that you go and vote. And if you need to do a recall election, push for that, because it is not right. It's 100% unconstitutional in all 50 states in the United States to rule by decree. And I know there's a lot of stuff about, Trump's doing that, he rules by decree and all that other BS. No, he doesn't. And although he talks like an authoritarian often, and he sounds like a complete idiot when he does it, the reality is, look at his actions. Look what he's actually done. Look at the things that he has signed off on and whatever else. Because we have the 3 branches of government, he's not allowed to rule as an authoritarian dictator. And I hope that this is a good call to arms, so to speak, for people to think about giving any one person or any one group of people such large amounts of power. For years and years and years, presidents have been ruling by presidential order and circumventing the congressional, the congressional process that allows for rule of law to work through the system properly. And I know people for years and years and years cheered it when it was their candidate that was doing it, and now all of a sudden when it's a different candidate, all of a sudden they're like, oh no, you can't do that. Well, I would say, as a person who tends to be libertarian from the beginning, that nobody can do it, no matter which candidate it is or whose candidate it is. That's not the role, that's not how it's supposed to operate, and I don't believe that that's what we should be doing here in America. So, on that note, hopefully you guys are able to get out and enjoy the world once again, and have some fun, get out. It's Memorial Day weekend right now. It's the start of the weekend, so hopefully you guys are able to get out and do something fun. Got some additions to the bar. Got some new bar mats here that I ordered in, and then unfortunately I didn't have it during the mixed drinks series, but I bought this on Amazon for $27. 14-piece kit. a 28 ounce and an 18 ounce shaker tins, a strainer, a bar spoon with a muddler on the end, 2 3-ounce stainless steel shot glasses, a 1 ounce and 2 ounce double sided jigger, 6 pour spouts, and then a 7-inch flat bottle opener. So for $27, pretty nice addition to have, and maybe we'll use it in the future and make some other mixed drinks. Okay, so we have allowed the Longbranch to be sitting out long enough. Let's see where it's gone. In the nose, it's very perfumey, very cherry forward, like sweet cherry, but it's a lot of dark fruit in there, little maybe like dark plum or something. It has a floral note on the back end of it that's very similar to either Buffalo Trace or Four Roses. Those are the two that come to mind when I think of a floral note, that apple pear, floral, lilac, whatever. Buffalo Trace and Four Roses tends to be the ones that I think of with that note in the nose or in the flavor profile as well. So that's why I describe those often as notes that can be found in other whiskeys, because people are more familiar with those. So you definitely get that apple that's in there, similar to the Buffalo Trace and the Four Roses. A little bit of honey, and on the very end, just a hint of oak in there, almost pushing towards like oak char, I'd say a little bit. Now, it says that it's filtered through the mesquite. I get none of that in the nose. Let's see if we can pick it up in the taste at all. So the flavor it's pretty complex, but it's very, very well rounded. The flavors kind of transition from one to the next to the next. It's very well blended. And there's no really punchy or spiky notes in there. Lots of sweet flavors, and you get some nice barrel spice in there at the end, kind of a nice black pepper. Sitting at 43%, so it's not 86 proof. It's not super punchy in the alcohol area. Just a very nice, well-rounded whiskey all the way around. Kind of has an oily clinginess, but it's a black pepper that clings. It's that spice that clings more than anything. So I'll go in for a second sip, and this time we'll kind of run through the notes here. It just has a really nice mouthfeel with just the lightest alcohol burn in there. You definitely get the cherry. It's a very smooth cherry flavor that comes out in there. A lot of the apple, kind of in the middle notes. The middle is definitely very apple with a light floral in there. You get hints of vanilla here and there. It's pretty classic bourbon flavors. It's just presenting in a manner, especially coming off of the budget whiskeys that I've done previously. It's presenting in a more mature manner. It's very rounded and clingy and oily, which I do like that. You get a little bit of hint of a honey kind of at the end before you move into the actual finish. Going in for a third sip there to come up with that finish. That honey moves into that oak, and then the finish really comes off as a very well-balanced oak that's underlain with that sweet honey vanilla flavor, and then it has a fairly spiky black pepper note on it that catches you at the very tail end. This seems to be a very good whiskey to try and go through and explore. I highly recommend it. At $35, you're not breaking the bank by any stretch. And it's just a very enjoyable whiskey, so I highly recommend go out, pick up some Longbranch. And as always, please like and subscribe to the channel if you like what I've been doing. I see I've had a good number of views on several of my mixed drink videos, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please share this with friends or add comments down below. All that stuff helps boost the channel. And allows it for better searchability and stuff in YouTube. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. I appreciate everything that everybody's done so far for me, and I hope these videos are providing some value to you. And if not, I'm sorry I had a lot of fun sitting here drinking this whiskey and trying different things and seeing what happens. So get out there, enjoy your civil liberties, take them back if they're currently being stripped from you. Don't stand for this. Don't break any laws, or if you get a fine or something like that, just please comply with the police officers at the time. When it's all over, you'll be able to go to court. You will 100% win, and if not, just keep going up the chain until you get to the Supreme Court of your state or the federal Supreme Court. So far, Supreme Courts around the country have been ruling that most of these, orders or whatever the governors are doing, or mayors for that matter, are doing, have been illegal, and hopefully you'll find that to be the case in your area. But it's not worth getting shot over or something like that at the moment. So please just comply in the moment, even though you might get a little heated over it, and then you can go back after whatever public or whatever governing entity it is that is suppressing your rights after the fact. And I know that sucks, and you're probably going to have to deal with a lot of headache, but there's a lot of people that will support you, myself included. So please go out there, be Americans on this Memorial Day. Remember all of those who have fought and died for those civil liberties in the past and at present. And we thank all those people for the luxury of life that we have gotten to enjoy. So have yourselves a great day, and thanks for watching.